Hi all. This week we will try to finish this particular chapter, that is Animal Kingdom. It is very easy because whatever the vertebrates are there, you are already studied about this, and we all knows about them, like amphibia, reptilia, aves, mammalia. So we know them very much, and only thing that still this fishes, some new concepts are added, and other concepts, many things we have studied. So till the last class we are discussing about invertebrates. So as per the conclusion of the evolutionary scientist, they say that vertebrates are originated from invertebrates, evolved from invertebrates. So now what has happened is we have one side invertebrates, on another side vertebrates, starting from the fishes. But scientists were not, they are missed a link between these vertebrates and invertebrates. That means a connection in between. So after finding out this for a long time, they have found out an organism which is known as Balanoglossus. So they are marine organism and very small, something like an earthworm, something like an earthworm. But when they studied this organism in detail, they found out some characteristics that is having a share with the invertebrates and a share with the vertebrates. That means they stand in between. They know this organism very before, but when they studied this organism in depth, that means in the embryological level, presence and absence of notochord, stomach, organ system, those things. And they, for this reason, earlier this hemichordata or this organism, particular organism, Blangosa, they have put inside in different groups, even in invertebrates. So after studying these in detail, they have put it in a separate phylum known as hemichordata. Hemi means half, hemicircle, hemisphere, that means half chordates. They are not full chordates. So what they found out is similar to the notochord, which in humans, which found in the embryonic level, in future it will develop into a backbone. They found out a structure inside it also, and they are bilateral symmetry. We are saying they have bilaterally symmetrical triploblastic in nature. Organ system we can see inside them, and many others, they have a very cylindrical body, and they have a very distinguished mouth part and tail part, end part they have. And the difference was there, they have gills which was seen inside the fishes, which are considered as the beginners of vertebrates. They found in this. And proboscis, which is a very primitive form of kidney, which in later it was considered that it was evolved as a kidney in the higher organism. It was found inside that, and they are monoecious, and external fertilization was seen, and the development was very direct. There is no larval stage, or there is no metamorphosis taking place. And if you see this organism also, you can see that. So they have a proboscis collar, which is a part of head, and proboscis, it is used for the excretion gland, responsible for excretion. And they have an anus, prosthetic region, hepata means concerned to the liver. So they have some primitive forms of liver, and they have gill spores, and they have some small thread like structure that is running to the middle. So they have a found like that. From this, next comes is chordata. In chordata means these organisms are having very special, that means very physically they have the backbone. That means in the nerve cord, notochord are present, and it will be developed into a backbone. And bilateral, all of them are bilaterally symmetrical, coelomate, organ system of organization. But circulatory system is closed, and a post anal tail is present. And for this there are three subparts are there. One is urochordata, cephalochordata, and vertebrata. Urochordata means these notochords are present only inside the larval tail. Cephalochordata means cephalo means head. That means they have a very specific region which we call it as head and the trunk, the remaining part of the body. And vertebrata means notochord is present in the embryonic level and it was replaced by vertebral column when they grow into an adult. And this vertebrata is further divided into two. One is ajanta, that means without jaws, and ganthostomata, which means they have jaws. Ajanta means ajanta without jaws, that means class is cyclostomata. That means they don't have a proper jaw like us. But in ganthostomata they have a proper jaws, and inside the ganthostomata again divided into two. One part is for fishes and another part is for tetrapod. That means one with limb and another without limb. That's one. And cyclostomatans, and you can see this is one colored picture is there. This particular fish is known as hagfish, and this hagfish, they have a circular mouth are present at front, and they have a anus also, and they are very slippery in nature, and they are ectoparasites. That means they feed from, they remains on the dead remains, or they use some other fishes, they hang on some other fishes bodies, and they will find their food. And it is not a compulsory thing that they need a proper digestive system. And one more interesting thing is that they are also called as the scavengers of the sea. That means whenever a fish die and when they sank down, these are the first organism go and attack, and they will tear into pieces. And their mouth part is very circular, so they can very pierce very inside of the organism. So whenever you go to YouTube, just type this hagfish, so you can see them. And apart from that, they have cartilaginous vertebral column, cranium is present, cranium means skull is present, and they have a closed circulatory system. Apart from this, their body, hagfish body, they have some slime glands are present. Slime glands means whenever we try to touch them, they produce some slimes, viscous part, so that it is one of the adaptation feature for survive in the nature. So somebody comes and catch them, they will excrete out this slime, and they will become they become very slippery. When they try to catch them, it will slip and it will escape from them. Next is chondriocytes. Chondriocytes means cartilaginous fishes. One of the best example for this is shark. Shark is cartilage fish. Cartilaginous endoskeleton is present. They don't have a bony endoskeleton. If you remember shark, it is having a mouth part, it is having a anal part, gills without operculum. That means a proper division between the head and the other part of the body, as other fishes is not found. Notochord is present throughout the life, and plaszoid scales, that means thorny like scales are found upon them. It makes it very tough, and they keep on swimming, and so that they don't, because they don't have air bladder. Air bladders are maximum found in the freshwater fishes, and they're cold-blooded, two-chambered, sexes are separate, internal fertilization, and viviparous in nature. They lay egg inside the body, then they give birth inside that means the egg will be fertilized inside the body, and it will hatch out inside. They live inside the mother's body, that means they hatch out inside the mother's body, then they give birth. Then cluspers are present. Cluspers means it is a form of penis inside the fishes, which is one of the distinguished part. We can distinguish it whether it is a male or female. And you don't want, and eel, torpedo, eel, all are coming inside this class. And next is osteocyte. Osteos means bones, that means bony fishes. Bony fishes means a normal fish what they are seeing, that means their skeleton is endoskeleton. They have a proper gill, that means 4-chambered gill and operculum. body is streamlined, two-chambered heart, sexes are separate, external fertilization with the direct development. You know this very well when we remember about these fishes. And next in tetrapods, which is having limbs, we have amphibia, reptilia, aves, and mammalia. So all of them amphibians means they have 50-50. They can live on water and live on land. Best example, frog or a toad. That means they can aquatic as well as terrestrial. Two pairs of limbs, four limbs will be there. Their skin will be moist. They have a very good respiratory gills, lungs. Then three-chambered heart, poikilotherm, oviparous. Then sexes are separate. External fertilization with internal indirect development. Frog, salamander, all they comes under this. And next comes the reptilians. Mostly there are terrestrial, and few reptiles can live in water also. That is why they have given mostly. Limbs are present. Dry conferred skin. You remember about this? Any of the reptile, if you see their skin, they are very dry, rough, and conified. Respiratory organs, lungs are present. Three-chambered and four-chambered are present. Four-chambered reptilia means crocodiles, and all others are three-chambered. Oviparous, egg-laying. Sexes are separate. Internal fertilization. Snakes, crocodilians, all comes under this. And aves means birds. They have four-limbed aves. They have feathers to fly. They are very lightweight. Then four-limbed is modified into wings. Hind limb for walking. Then dry skins, oilless gland, respiratory organ. Homeotherms means warm blooded. That means they can maintain the same amount of body temperature every time. Sexes are separate and they are egg laying. And when we are coming to this last one, that is mammalia, terrestrial, and very few mammals can fly. One among is the bat. Then hairy skins, mammalian gland is present, lungs for breathing and other organs, four-chambered, homeotherms, viviparous, example platypus, it's a mammal comes on which have the capacity to lay eggs, and all others are oviparous. Then sexes are separate and fertilization is internal with direct, and all other comes under this. So this is the main thing you have to study from this. Very easy. Just go through this and read the textbook. You can find out, you will understand it very easily. So if there is any doubt, please text to me. Thank you.